Hello, science fans! Today, we are going on an adventure into the world of research. Now, that might sound like something only people in white lab coats do, but research is for everyone. It is how we learn new things about our world. To be a good explorer of knowledge, you need to know your tools. Think of it like building a model rocket. You cannot just start gluing pieces together and hope it flies. You need a plan, you need the right parts, and you need to know how they all fit together to make your rocket soar into the sky. Understanding the basic parts of research is super important, especially if you are a student or just starting out. Words like research problem, research questions, and surveys can sound a bit complicated. But don't worry, they are actually simple ideas that help guide your work. Getting these basics right is the first step to doing great research. It is like learning the rules of a game before you play. When you know the rules, you can play better, have more fun, and maybe even win. So, let's break down these ideas one by one. Imagine you are a detective trying to solve a mystery. You would not just run around looking for random clues without a plan, would you? Of course not. You would first need to know what mystery you are trying to solve. That is your starting point. In research, it is the same thing. You need a clear starting point to make sure you do not get lost along the way. Knowing the difference between these research terms helps you create a clear map for your investigation. This map will guide you from your big idea all the way to your amazing discovery. So, let's put on our thinking caps and get ready to explore. By the end of this, you will see that research is not scary at all. It is a systematic way of asking questions and finding answers. It is all about curiosity, which is one of the best things about being human. We are going to look at 3 key pieces of the research puzzle. First, the big mystery itself, which we call the research problem. Then, the specific clues we need to look for, which are our research questions. And finally, one of the tools we can use to gather those clues, a survey. Let's get started. So, what is a research problem? Think of it as the big O or the main puzzle you want to solve. It is a situation or issue that needs to be fixed, understood, or looked into more deeply. It is the reason you are doing research in the first place. A research problem points to a gap in our knowledge, something we do not know enough about. It could be a challenge people are facing in their community, a problem in a school, or just something that makes you scratch your head and say, I wonder why that happens. It is the why behind your entire project. A good research problem is not just a random topic. It is a clear statement that describes an issue. For example, just saying I want to study social media is too broad. That is a topic, not a problem. A research problem would be more specific. It sets the stage for your investigation by highlighting a concern. It tells everyone who reads your work why your research is important and what issue you hope to address. It is the foundation upon which you will build everything else in your study. Without a solid foundation, your whole research project could wobble. Let's look at a simple example to make this crystal clear. Imagine you are a teacher and you notice that many of your students seem very tired in class every day. They have trouble paying attention during lessons. This is a problem. So, your research problem could be: many elementary school students are experiencing high levels of daytime sleepiness, which is negatively affecting their ability to concentrate in the classroom. C. It identifies a specific group, elementary students, a clear issue, daytime sleepiness, and its negative effect. Trouble concentrating. It's a problem worth solving. This statement gives your research a clear purpose. You are not just observing tired students. You are investigating a specific problem that has real consequences. The problem statement guides you. It tells you what you need to focus on and why it matters. It is like the first scene of a movie that introduces the main conflict. Now that we know what the problem is, we can start thinking about how to investigate it. And that is where our next piece of the puzzle comes in: the research questions. The problem is the destination. The questions are the roadmap. Once you have your big research problem, you need to break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. That is what research questions are for. Research questions are specific, focused questions that you will try to answer through your study. They grow directly out of your research problem. If your research problem is the main quest in a video game, your research questions are the smaller missions you must complete to win the game. They turn your broad problem statement into something you can actually investigate and measure. They are the what, how, and why of your study. These questions must be very clear and direct. They guide your entire research process, from what data you collect to how you analyze it. For every research question you write, you should have a plan for how you are going to find the answer. Let's go back to our example. Our research problem was that elementary students are tired and cannot concentrate in class. From that single problem, we can create several specific research questions. These questions help us dig deeper into the different parts of the problem, one step at a time. For example, based on our problem, we could ask: first, how many hours of sleep, on average, are elementary school students getting per night? This question is specific and measurable. We can find an answer to it. Second, what are the main activities that students do before bedtime that might affect their sleep? This question looks for causes. Third, is there a direct relationship between the number of hours a student sleeps and their grades on a math test? This question tries to connect two different things, sleep and performance. See how these questions are all connected to the main problem? They are like mini investigations that, when put together, help you understand the bigger picture. Answering them will give you the evidence you need to talk about the research problem. You are no longer just saying, students are tired. You are gathering facts and data to explain why they are tired and how it affects them. Asking good research questions is a science and an art. It takes practice, but it is the key to a successful research project. They are the heart of your study. Now we have our problem and our questions. But how do we get the answers? We need a tool to collect information, or what researchers call data. One of the most common tools is a survey questionnaire. A survey is a list of questions that you ask a group of people to gather information about their opinions, behaviors, or experiences. Think of it as a structured conversation. Instead of talking to one person, you are asking the same set of questions to many people to see patterns. It is a fantastic way to get a lot of information pretty quickly. A survey questionnaire is the actual document with the questions on it. It can be on paper or it can be online. The goal is to design questions that will directly help you answer your research questions. So, if one of our research questions is, how many hours of sleep are students getting? Our survey needs a question that asks exactly that. The survey is the tool. The questions on it are the specific instruments you use to dig for information. It is important that the questions are easy to understand, so that everyone answers them in the same way. Let's create some sample survey questions for our study on student sleepiness. To answer our research question, how many hours of sleep, on average, are elementary school students getting per night? We could include this on our survey for parents. On a typical school night, what time does your child go to bed? And what time does your child wake up for school? From these two answers, we can calculate the hours of sleep. To answer our other research question about bedtime activities, we could ask, in the hour before bedtime, which of the following does your child usually do? Check all that apply. With options like watch TV, play video games, read a book, or use a tablet or phone. So, let's put it all together. You start with a broad research problem. Students are tired in class. You narrow that down into specific research questions. How much do they sleep? What do they do before bed? Then, you use a tool, like a survey questionnaire, to collect the data that will answer those questions. Each part logically follows the one before it. The problem gives you a mission, the questions give you a plan, and the survey helps you execute that plan. Understanding how these three parts work together is your secret recipe for amazing research. Now go out there and start exploring. Science is all around us.